Okay, so we're here today at the 40 Winks Hotel, which is a boutique hotel in the city centre of London. It's the first time we've ever done a location shoot. I am stressed out of my mind because it's an incredibly expensive location and we've already been told that this is one of the most expensive wallpapers in the world. So we thought we'd do a little talk about why things cost what they cost while we're here. Several Kiss Me Deadly fans pointed out when we put this product on display earlier this year that this fabric looked an awful lot like a product that Freya did last year, which is this rather nice bra. Now, there's a reason for that, and it's because it's the exact same fabric. And you might think, well, how does that happen? How does one brand do an exclusive print and then another brand ends up with the fabric? The simple reason is that you may have noticed that our products, although they're made in the UK, aren't necessarily quite at the same premium that other brands made in the UK are. And the reason for that is that we use upcycled fabrics. Upcycled fabrics are fabrics that have been discarded from other companies, and we've basically hoovered up the remnants and we're busy making it into things. Now, a big company, so Freya for example is owned by the Eveden group, and they get through enormous amounts of fabrics. They make their bras in the thousands and the tens of thousands. We make them in the hundreds. So a bit of fabric left over for them might be not worth setting the machines up again for. But for us, we could turn it into, say, 100 panty girdles or something, and for us that's fine. So it's quite a neat way of using up resources and using up materials, and for us, of keeping the cost down of our garments. Because if we had to buy this fabric straight off, firstly we probably wouldn't be able to get it, or to get the amounts that we need, the kind of tens of metres, we'd have to pay an awful lot more to have a print designed for us. There's a few other things that go into the prices of things that you might not notice. So one of the things I'm going to show you is this really beautiful teddy by Iron Gasson. Now, Iron Gasson uses silk. Silk is a lovely, lovely, lovely fabric. I really love it. We very rarely use it. We're using it this year because, again, we've been able to get silk that was left over from a much larger company, so we've been able to get it at a price point that's affordable for us. Iron does silk all the time, it's her speciality, so that's not an option for her. What you might notice is that in a luxury garment like hers, you get these seams. You can see that there's nothing there to rub against your skin, it's a completely smooth seam. That's a little bit tricky to do. It takes more time, it takes more effort, it takes skill, and that means that it costs more. Whereas, I'll show you the inside of one of our power neck garments. You can see here, that's overlocking. Overlocking is like industry standard for garments. It's done on a special machine and basically you whiz it along and it seams and finishes the edge of the fabric all in one go. The reason that we use it is partly because when you're using power net, it's not like you've got the smooth, beautiful sensation of silk. Power net is by nature a very different fabric, so it wouldn't make a huge amount of difference. And like I say, it would make a significant increase in the price. Other things that you might notice that make a difference to price: stitch detailing. Now you might think it's just a few lines. In fact, what happens with this is that we have to cut the fabric into the panels for the knickers, and then somebody has to sew the stitching on. You can see it's really neatly done, it's really beautiful, and you would be able to tell very rapidly if it was wrong because it's in a contrast stitch. That's called piece stitching, and it's very different to stitch detailing that's done by stitching a load of fabric and then cutting each panel out, which is much cheaper. But our items are usually piece stitched. And the last thing I wanted to show you is that very, very occasionally we do a non-overlock seam, and this is silk chiffon. This is very limited edition because, again, it was an upcycled fabric, so when we say we're only doing 50 of them or we're only doing 100 of them, we really mean it. We can't get the fabric again. But you can see that on this, because it's silk chiffon, we've used at the bottom a completely enclosed seam, which I currently can't remember the name for. So I hope that's been interesting, and hopefully we've managed to do it without damaging anything in the bathroom. Alright, bye!